Hello everyone and welcome to Chess Traps episode 11, and today's episode I have the Fort Knox trap, and let's get right into it. So, it is for the white pieces and it comes after one e4 by white, and now black plays one e6. And this is one of the most common replies to e4, the French defense, and here we actually get a pretty mainline setup. We go pawn to d4 here, black plays pawn to d5, and now we play knight to c3. This is the main line variation, defending our center with the knight, and now black has three main continuations from this point, those being bishop to b4, the winnower variation, knight to f6, the classical variation, and what this trap comes out of, d takes on e4, the Rubinstein variation. So they capture the pawn, and we're going to recapture with our knight. And now what happens usually in this position is the move knight to f6. This is the most common move, at which point we're likely to trade here, and now the game would go on as normal. However, this trap actually comes out of the less common alternative, that being bishop to d7, the Fort Knox variation, and the idea of this move is that this bishop in the French defense is nicknamed the French bishop because by playing pawn to e6 on the first move, this bishop is always blocked out, meaning that for the opening stage and potentially the rest of the game, it will have trouble finding a good home. However, by playing bishop to d7, the idea is to move it to c6, try and get it on the long diagonal, and actually have it doing something rather than nothing on c8. So here, we simply develop normally, knight to f3, bishop to c6 now, attacking the knight in the center, and we defend it, bishop to d3, and now black plays the move knight to f6 here. And black can be fine in this position, however, they have to tread carefully. After knight to f6, we are going to capture their knight. And what black should do here is actually capture back with the Gpawn, which is a common French idea in a large variety of French positions. However, if they recapture with the queen, which happens in a lot more French positions, then now they are losing here, and we win with the move bishop to g5. And what you'll notice here is that this queen now is actually trapped. And you can close the video right now, however, there is actually a little bit more to this trap than it may seem. So the queen here is trapped, and if they capture, then we can simply capture back, woohoo, we're up a queen. However, black can put up some resistance, and the best move for them to try and put up the most resistance is capturing f3 with the bishop. So, with this move, they are removing the knight, and if we take their queen, then they're actually going to capture ours, at which point we will be losing. And we can't really capture back on f3 here, because then black would not take the bishop, because then bishop takes on b7, and we are once again winning here. However, instead, they would simply trade queens, at which point this is pretty much a dead even position because we have a set of doubled isolated pawns, which is very, very bad. Instead, the only winning move here is queen up to d2. And the point of this move is to simply defend the bishop. You have to keep this bishop defended for this queen to still be trapped, and by playing queen to d2, we simply accomplish that goal. Now, the knight is no longer defending this square because it is, gone. And if they capture it, then now we have a very nice win here. Bishop to b5 check, and we get a very nice discovered attack like so. Something like knight to c6 here, and because it is pinned, we can simply capture their queen. We are up a queen, we're completely winning here. But the move for them to once again put up the most resistance is to simply sacrifice their queen and try and get as much material as possible by doing so, and that is with the move bishop takes on g2 here. So with this move, their queen is still hanging, and we are going to capture it. However, now they capture our rook. And after we back our bishop up because it is hanging, and they move their bishop back to c6, at the end of the day, this is actually an even material position. The material right now is completely equal. However, the engine is is giving plus 2.8. The reason for that is that we have so much development that we're eventually going to push pawn up to d5, long castle, and black is going to have to sacrifice some material to get out of this tricky attack. Let me show you what I mean. After long castles by us, and if black goes knight to d7 here, which is the engine's best move, then now we win with d5. Very nice sacrifice. It can be captured both ways, however, both lose. If they capture the pawn first of all, then now we have a very nice checkmate in free. Queen to e3 check, or here, all winning. They have to block with the knight because the bishop covers all of these squares. We capture. If bishop blocks, we capture with checkmate, and if king runs, then bishop to f5 here is checkmate, and we have just, absolute murdering pieces here, but their pieces are kind of just sucky. This bishop on c6, I guess it's doing something maybe, but this bishop, this rook, all completely useless, so capturing the pawn would completely lose there. They can also try to capture the bishop, but now we win here with a very nice move, bishop to e4. Sacrificing the bishop, but is a pseudo sacrifice because they capture. Then now simply queen takes on d7. We take advantage of the battery that we made by long castling, so that does not really work. Their only real try here is probably pawn up to c6 and to defend their bishop like so, but now we win here with c4. Once again, they cannot capture the bishop or capture the pawn, because then we would have queen takes on d7 checkmate. So after something like knight to c5 here, we can simply capture on d5. They can capture our bishop, and now we move our queen to e2 here. We attack the knight, and if they capture the pawn, then now f3, we are winning. And if they capture with the other pawn, then now queen to b5 check is checkmate in one, because once again we have this beautiful bishop and queen combination, and that is a very nice checkmate. Alright, so that was the Fort Knox trap. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, you should check out other videos in my opening trap series. This was episode 11, and I will see you next time. Have a fantastic day.